Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Today we have a 2006 Nissan Navara Jeep behind us and it broke down. What he told me, just driving down the road, it kind of spluttered, turned it off, started, drove it back, and then a couple minutes later just kind of stopped, went bang. And it hasn't started since. Now apparently he's took it to someone else, I'm not sure the proper story, and they said the injectors, which is a possibility. But for me looking at it, I don't think it's the injectors. I'm going to go through kind of what I did. The engine sounds very dry as you turn it over. Now what I mean by it is it sounds like there's no diesel in it. So I'm going to turn it over. I don't know if the camera's going to really pick this up, and I've already tried to turn it over so it might not sound proper, but we're going to turn it over and see if I can explain what's going on. I wasn't expecting it to actually start, but it kind of started, as you can hear there, but that was my foot fully to the floor and it wouldn't rev up. What I think has happened, I think water's got in the system, and I'll show you where I think it's got in, and I think basically water's been getting in over a period of time, and there's that much water now, it's come to the engine. I've plugged it into the diagnostics, and the diagnostics are showing no engine fault, so that's why I don't think it's anything to do with injectors or anything to do with pumps, because if it was something to do with that, especially in a modern vehicle, you'd expect some sort of code to come up, and I've got no code coming up. So I'm not saying it's not injectors, I just, at the minute, I'm kind of putting it to the side. The reason why I think it's water is because of the way it sounded. The way it sounded when I first tried to start it, it did start there, kind of, but we're going to go to the filler cap. Hopefully this is going to come through. Now this is just experience. I always kind of, when a diesel doesn't start, I always go to the filler cap just to smell there's no petrol or anything got in. And as I popped it open for a start, it's not locking. But as I popped it open, you can see there's no cap on this. And not only that, we just had a bit of a rainstorm. You can see there's water here, but if I do this, again, I don't know if the camera's going to show that, but there's water on my finger. Now, that means, only very slightly, but water is getting in there, and eventually there's that much water, it's pulled itself through. So this is why I'm thinking water's got in the system, just because there's no cap here. So what I have to do is, I'm going to have to completely drain the tank, get everything out of the tank, flush it full of diesel, swirl it around, so empty that out. So there's definitely nothing inside the tank. I'm going to clean the tank and I'm going to put a new diesel filter on. Now I'm not going to show taking the tank down or anything like that. Some cars you don't need to take the tank down. Some cars have a drain plug. Sometimes you can get away with sucking the fuel out, but to do it properly and to make sure you've definitely got it all off, because there is parts in the tank that are hollowed out, and even if you do suck it out, you don't get everything out. So we're going to take the tank out of this and give it a good clean. I'm not going to show that because that's going to be a long and boring video, and I've actually done videos on how to take fuel tanks down, and they're all more or less the same. You just have to be careful with a few clicks. But what I will show is, once we've got that, I'll show putting a new diesel filter on it, because we have to do that, and we'll put new diesel on in it, and we'll bleed it and see if it works. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to work, but this is what I'm going to have to do first to kind of go around, because I know there's definitely water in this system, and I know once I undo I meant to film it but I didn't. I quickly undid the plug, the drain plug from the diesel filter, and there was a bit of water in the bottom of the diesel filter, so I definitely know there's water in the system. Whether that's the full problem or not, I don't know, because I don't know also if the camera picked up, there's a bit of a squeaking in the engine. It sounds like an injector squeak. Now again, that could just be because it's not starting properly, and that could just be 101 reasons. So what I have to do first is, I have to definitely get rid of the water, put a new filter in it, put new diesel so I know that everything is 100%, try and start it, and then if we have other problems, but let's hope not. The other thing is, depending on your vehicle, water going through the injectors and the pump. They don't like it, so you can do damage to your injectors and your pump just because of water. So it's a good thing to check also. So we're going to do that, and we'll then see what the story is. Sorted. Just from my experience anyway, I really don't think it's injectors. I'm not sure what the other mechanics saw or didn't see or did do or didn't do. I can only kind of go on what I do. It's like I do get cars that other people have worked on, and the problem is it's really difficult then, because you don't know what they've done. You could be going back over things that they've already done, and you're just wasting your time. So this is the problem. What I've done is I've taken off the filter. I've got an old bottle here which I just cut in half. It's completely dry inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the diesel that's in the filter into this, because it's too late to do any more to this. Let it settle overnight, come in the morning and see if we have got water, or basically what is going on. This will give me a really good indication. I know there's water in the system, but we just want to know how much, or was that just a fluke that I happened to get a little bit at the bottom and that's all there was. So let's pour this into this now and see what happens. Oh, I don't know. No, I was going to pour the rest in, but that's supposed to be diesel. Now, again, if you can see all the water, that's just water. I've just pulled out pure water. So I definitely know I was right as regards the water. 100%. There's no. Look at the colour of this. This is supposed to be diesel. Now, that is just minging. That's supposed to be diesel. You can even see how much water is there already, and that's not even it settled. So this now, we definitely know it's water, but now this can cause another problem, because this could have damaged the pump, it could have damaged the injectors. But we definitely 100% know there is water in the system, and not just a bit. A hell of a lot. Looks like a pint. Anyway, so I'm going to leave this to settle, even though there's no point leaving this to settle, but there's nothing more I can do with it. I'm going to completely drain the tank. I'm not going to show that because this is going to be too long and boring. But we're going to completely get the tank completely drained, and then I'll turn the camera back on, put the new filter on, bleed it, and let's see if it starts and see exactly what happens. But this just goes to show we could have gone down the route of replacing injectors, very, very costly, and got absolutely nowhere. But like I said, we need to see now if there's any damage done to the engine or the injectors or anything like that because of this. Hopefully there isn't, but we'll soon find out. Right, this has been settling all night and most of the day, and as you can see, all the water we've got on top, all that milky crap we've got in there. Not only that, the diesel's the wrong colour because there's that much water in it, and it's just full of just crap basically. So there was a hell of a lot of water in this. So we've done all the work to the tank and everything, we've blown out all the lines, we've got as much diesel as possible out, cleaned everything as much as possible. It's time to put the filter back on. Now there's two types of filters for this. They both look the same, but one has electrics on the bottom and one doesn't. This is the one without. It's always a good thing though when you do get a new filter, just double check that this is tight, because it's not normally tight when it comes in new. Now I'm going to take the wrapper off, put it on. Now what I'm going to do is I've got 20 euros of diesel. I'm just going to put in just diesel, new clean diesel. Then we have to press this to prime the system, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will start. Now, like I said, we definitely knew there was water in the system. Whether it's done any more damage, we won't know, but we have to do this first. It might pump out a load of white smoke or blue smoke or black smoke, but it should clear after a few seconds, and the engine should hopefully be okay. So we're about to find out. Now what I've done is, as you can see, I've put a pipe, I poured the diesel in, but to press the the tap on top of the filter will take ages to pump all the fluid through. So what I've done is I've put a pipe onto it and I've connected it to a suction pump, and I'm just going to get the diesel to come through here first, then I'll use the pump on the pump to get it into the engine. Now there we go, we've got diesel coming. Don't want to take it all out. Now all we're going to do is pump the top of it, and that'll hopefully put the rest of it into the engine. Let's put the clip back on. Pressure. Yeah. You'll kind of feel the pump get a bit of pressure when you know you're getting stuff through. Yeah. Right, apparently it's getting pressure there now. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pump it. I'm going to get John to try and start it as I'm pumping it, and hopefully this thing will fire up and we'll see if we've got any more problems anywhere else. Yeah, over it. Maybe get a bit more into it first. Start again. The diesel just isn't getting through, so I'm going to open up this pipe and try and pump it through the filter with the pump. Now hopefully we're putting the pipe on this end now, it'll work. Pump it for me, I have to hold this on it. It's too big, it's too small. Now we're getting diesel coming through. Yeah. Hopefully now that is saved us a lot of pumping. Now that feels better now. So I'm just going to tighten this pipe just before we try and start, just so it can't suck any air through. Because we've completely sucked everything dry, that's why you can't really, well, the pump will work on top of the filter, but it just takes a long time because there's no diesel in it anywhere. That feels good now. So fire away, John. Okay. Pumping out a bit of blue smoke, but that's nothing to worry about. take it for a drive, but sounds good. So if anyone's wondering if a diesel engine run on water, it won't. Now, I thought I heard the sound of an injector when we were trying to start it the other day, but it seems okay, so the injectors seem fine. Apparently someone else is going to change all 4 of them. But anyway, so that seems good. We've got to take it for a test drive now. And yeah, so I'm going to end it for this. Now, if I don't end this, you know there's a problem with the test drive. But if you don't hear anything else, then you know it went well. So, that's it really. So I hope it helps. Subscribe and like and all that. Look at my shop. And don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.